So today you have not mistakenly tuned into the Food Network, but I am going to show you how to make something that you might want to make at your church this week. That is the first week of Lent. This is dough that, if you know me well, you know I did not make this dough. This is frozen dough. And what I'm going to make for you is a pretzel. So what you need to do is get some dough, and you need to be able to work it pretty well. We'll see if this will work out. You need to roll what they were saying to children at the church I was at yesterday is make a snake. It needs to be about 24 inches long. The advice on YouTube is when you're going to make a pretzel. And we'll see if we can get this thin enough. Now, why are we making a pretzel, and what does it have to do with church? Here's a story you can tell for your children's message next Sunday. Pretzels, according to the legend, were first made by a monk who was trying to encourage children to pray. He realized that there were children outside his church playing, outside the place where he was baking bread and things, and he was trying to create some little treat that he could give to them to encourage them to come inside the church and to learn how to pray. And so as he was working with the dough, he was inspired, apparently, to make what he called a pretiola, which means a little treat or a little surprise or a little reward that he would give to the children. Now, you know that pretzels come in all shapes and sizes now. You may have a particular kind of pretzel that you really like. For instance, if you like to bake things at Christmas time or make treats for your friends at Christmas time, maybe you like the stick pretzels that you can just dip in the chocolate and make fancy that way. But you know, the original pretzel has a particular shape to it. And the legend goes that the baker, the monk, made it that particular shape because this is the way people put their hands to pray when he was making them. So instead of like this or however you might put your hands when you're at prayer, the tradition in those days was to sit like this when you were praying. So let's see if we can make this dough work. So you get a long thing. This is ugly, but you'll get the idea. You make a U out of it. And this U wants to stretch back on itself. You cross one side over the other, and then you twist them around again, and then you bring both pieces down like this. And so you see, there we have the traditional shape of the pretzel. And then, of course, you have to bake it before you eat it. You can put cinnamon and sugar on it. You can put salt on it, whatever you'd like. But this is a reminder to us, especially during the season of Lent, that we are called to be at prayer. And so this is a way that you can teach the kids in your church something fun to do, because it can be messy. You know, you can get flour all over every place when you're working with this. But it teaches them to remember that we are to pray, especially during the season of Lent. We pray for ourselves. We pray for others. We pray especially in thanksgiving to God for all of the gifts that God has given to us, especially the gift of the pretzel.